anger is bad, you shouldn't get angry, anger kills the person who is actually feeling angry and not the other person. You might have heard of these quotes, but let me tell you this, do not consider anger as your enemy. Or if you consider anger as your enemy, start to love your enemy, just as what the Bible says. So why you should not be considering anger as your enemy, and what you can do in these cases of anger? Stay tuned until the end of this video and you will have your own takeaways. Hello and welcome to this video where we are going to understand what this anger is and what you can do in order to not feel guilty about it. Yes, and not start to hate it, but start to understand your anger. Now, yes, all these quotes are true. The anger kills the person who is actually angry and not the other person at whom he showed his anger. Yes, that's true. And what else? You shouldn't be angry. Anger is not a good emotion. Anger is a very low vibration, very low vibrating emotion. So you shouldn't feel angry. Yes, that also may be true. But do not take the statements as written for considering it to be valid at the very next moment for yourself in your life. So when you are angry, and you have the statement that, oh my God, I shouldn't feel angry, anger kills me. The first thing what happens is you start to feel guilty for feeling angry. So to one low vibrating emotion, you have added another low vibrating emotion, that is guilt. And then you're kind of beating up yourself. And then the next time something is kind of, you are about to get angry, you are stopping yourself. Just because you somewhere read about it, you somewhere heard about it, you shouldn't be angry, you should be calm, patient. You shouldn't be angry, you should be calm, patient. So what is happening? You are suppressing some emotion inside of you. You are suppressing your anger inside of you. It's not being resolved. So when you are going with these hardcore beliefs that I shouldn't get angry, no, anger is bad, I should not get angry, and you are about to get angry, you're stopping yourself from getting angry. This unresolved anger, this is not resolved. The anger is not resolved, right? This unresolved anger is getting suppressed inside of you. And this unresolved emotions, all these unresolved emotions, the pains, the hurts, the anger, and all these unresolved emotions all these unresolved emotions are what show up in your other aspects of your life, mainly the physical body and various other things, right? So, if there is any emotion that kind of hits you, be it anger, be it guilt or whatever it is, any emotion that kind of hit you, try to understand that emotion. Try to make friends with that emotion. Try to get closer to that emotion. That's what I mean. When you are operating from this belief that, oh no, I shouldn't be angry, so I should not get angry, it is not helping you to understand your anger. And worse, if you have your children, assuming you are a parent, your children are maybe getting angry and you are operating from this belief that no, you shouldn't show your anger, no, you shouldn't get angry. And again, what is happening to the child? The child is also piling up lots of unresolved emotions. Yes? So just try to shift your perspective through perspective about how you are looking at anger. Start to accept your anger. Yes, I am angry. And if I am angry, it doesn't make me a bad person. Just start to accept yourself. The point is this: when you are angry, you do not accept yourself. You do not approve of you becoming angry, and that is the reason you start to feel guilty about yourself. Oh my God, I again got anger because of this. You start to feel guilty. So to one low vibrating emotion, you are adding another low vibrating emotion. So the next time you are hit with anger, you are about to get angry, first start to accept yourself. Yes, I feel angry. Yes, this thing has happened. I feel angry. Let me accept however I am. I accept myself wholly and completely. And then the next step is to understand what actually triggered your anger. And if you say that, okay, my child did this and that is what makes me angry, my child doesn't do this and that is what makes me angry, that the other person told me this, scolded me, used certain words to me, that is what makes me angry. Yes, there might be some triggers coming from outside which is making you angry, but there is also, you also definitely have an internal trigger. The external trigger, the external reason, the blames, the excuses which you are saying that this is what makes me angry, is actually triggering some internal pain that you've been carrying all these years, and that is your internal trigger. You have an internal trigger, and that is what made you angry. Okay, get the point? So at the same situation, suppose there are two people. One person is getting angry, the same thing happened. One person is getting angry, the other person is not getting angry. That's because the internal trigger in these two persons is different. One person has an internal trigger of pain, of hurt. Maybe the other person has an internal trigger of empathy, of compassion. Even though there is an external trigger, maybe he is empathizing with that person's hurt. And here, when the internal trigger is of a pain, of a hurt, of an unresolved emotion, some kind of some earlier low vibrating emotion that was unresolved, that is getting triggered, and you want to show your anger outside. Yes, it's a very long topic to discuss, but let me keep it short in this video. So the point is this: do not beat yourself up, do not feel guilty that you are becoming angry. Yes, it's not wrong. I mean, when I say it's not wrong, it's nothing about right or wrong. Actually speaking, nothing right, nothing wrong. It's just about awareness, and accepting yourself is the first step, and then working on yourself is the second step. Yes, and then healing your pains, healing your hurts, and there is no end to it. It's always a work in progress project of our life. So do not beat yourself up, do not feel guilty that you're feeling angry, and do not operate from this belief that I shouldn't get angry, I shouldn't get angry. And more importantly, do not pass on that belief to your child. If the child is getting angry because of something, let him also come into awareness of his own emotions. Okay, you're feeling something. Maybe that anger is actually coming from disappointment. He expected his or her sibling to do something, and that thing didn't happen, and then he or she was disappointed, and then that turned into anger. What happened? What was the external trigger? And if that was the external trigger, what was the internal trigger? The more and more you are starting to understand what is happening inside of you, you are in a better control to start responding to what is happening outside of you. Let me repeat this. The more and more you start to understand what is happening inside of you, you are in better control to start to accept or to start to respond to what is happening outside of you. Yes? So yes, you are angry. Yes, your child made you angry, the maid made you angry, the trash picker made you angry, this person made you angry, that person made you angry, but you had an internal trigger inside of you. Yes, you did have an internal trigger inside of you. So bring awareness, become aware of that internal trigger, become aware of what are you carrying, what kind of hurts are you carrying all these years, and start to work upon yourself, start to work upon your thoughts, those beliefs that you have that anger is bad, I shouldn't get angry and all of that. And that is when you shift your perspective, and that is when you are empowered to raise an empowered child. And the next time you are starting to get hit by this emotion of anger, please do not add another emotion of guilt to this anger. Yes, make sure you do this, and make sure you are aware of what emotion is actually running inside of you. Happy parenting. Cheers. Bye-bye.